views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.
This is 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗿𝗶𝗽𝗃 of 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗃𝗃. Join us as we explore tourism, lifestyle and entertainment, amazing sports, news and current events, only here on DCRJ 8:10 AM, Radyo Bandido TV.
Watch and listen to Litrato Philippines, Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Airing on Sky Cable Channel 224 and on all DTT boxes. Simulcasting online on Facebook and YouTube. Listen and watch on your mobile devices. Just search DZRJ Radio Bandido.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat po nanonood ng Litrato Philippines at araw po ng Sabado, no? June 29, no? Here in the Philippines, and of course, I think Friday, no? In US and Canada, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong later. Anyway, before anything else, we would like to invite everyone to watch Litrato Philippines. So you can watch us live by Sky Cable Channel 224 at and also in all TV boxes and DTT boxes nationwide. And of course, you can hear us in our Philippine radio, DZRJ 10 AM, Radyo Bandido TV, and of course, meron po kaming, we do have social media account, facebook.com/DZRJ 10 AM, and also in our YouTube channel, DZRJ 10 AM, Radyo Bandido TV, no? And we do have apps, no? Streamer apps, Radio Garden apps via iOS and Android. And then you can hear us, no, via these apps, no, live, no, simulcast yan. Sabay-sabay from TV, radio, social media, and of course in apps, no. So you can search us all over the world, no. Anyway, not in Philippine television, of course, and radio station, no, but in Facebook and also in apps, no. You can hear us all over the world, no. Anyway, before anything else, we would like to greet everyone and happy weekend, and I hope everybody is okay. And with me, no, like we promised, no, and we would like to thank Miss Earth Organization, especially Carousel Production, with Miss Lorraine Shook and Ma'am Pichi Veneracion, and of course, Ma'am Alsley, Irina, Ma'am Maylene Misolas, and Ma'am Astrid Shook, and also the other one, Rina, no? Oo, si Rina Riz. Yan. Hello, and hopefully you are in a good condition right now, and hopefully, no, magkita-kita rin po tayo ulit, no? Na-miss ko na rin po kayo lahat, no? Anyway, we do have two beautiful young ladies today, no? From Miss Earth Organization, no? And the Miss Earth candidate actually, no? From US and Canada. But before anything else, no? We would like to introduce them first, one by one, no? So let's start with US, no? Actually, this one are one of you asking me later, together with my other friends, no, na, oh, she's a Filipina, wow, that's great, no? And we are very happy to hear that, no? And eto, pakilala natin siya. I hope she can understand Tagalog. She is 21 years old, a climate and human rights activist, and a current Miss Earth USA. She graduated with comprehensive honors from University of Wisconsin-Madison with degree of International Relations, History, and Southeast Asian Studies. She uses her platform to raise awareness of climate refugee rights and has inspiration to work for the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. Bea is proud of her Filipino-American heritage and work as a youth fellow with the Philippine Embassy in Washington, D.C. Wow! Her mom is originally from Bamban, no? That your mom corrected it to me. From Bamban, 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗃𝗃𝗃. She is also working as a model and enjoys playing cello. Wow. Cooking for her friends and family and taking dance class in her free time. Maybe she know how to cook adobo as well. Maybe we will ask later. Let's welcome our Miss Earth USA 2024, no other than Miss 𝗟𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗽𝗀𝗀. Hi, Bea. Good morning. Ay, good evening in your country.
It's evening, pero magandang umaga po. Maraming salamat for having me.
Wow, that's good, no? She's fluent in Tagalog as well, no?
Oh,
And
kaunti lang.
konti lang.
Salamat po.
Also, your mom still, no, teach you how to speak Tagalog and explain the culture of our country. Is that right?
She definitely explained the culture to me. However, we're proud Ilocano, so I actually learned Tagalog in university.
Have you already visited Philippines since when?
Yes, I visited 2 years ago. I often visit my Lola, who now lives in San Juan, La Union. And she
Wow.
is in the hospitality industry, so I help out sometimes as a bartender and waitress at her business.
Are you excited to going back again here in the Philippines as representative of your country in Miss Earth competition 2024? Are you?
Yes, it means the world to me that my family is able to come and visit me and actually watch me compete.
Oh, and I know from your province, 𝗟𝗵𝗶𝗽𝗶𝗽𝗀𝗃, Bamban, and of course from San Juan, La Union, if I mention it right, will support you throughout this pageant. And I hope to all La Union people, please support our Miss Earth candidate, 𝗟𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗽𝗀𝗃, no? And of course, we will introduce you to the Filipino people. And since you are fluent in Tagalog, but you still understand Tagalog.
Medyo, I really want to gain fluency because I have aspirations to one day become a diplomat. So becoming proficient in multiple languages is really necessary.
Wow. If you're going to be our diplomat in the Philippines, no? And we're so very proud, no? Because we know how to speak Tagalog already.
Thank you
That's
po.
good. That's good to hear, no? And we're very proud of your mom still, no? Teach you how to speak Tagalog and explain the culture of our country. And of course, do you still have some friends, Filipino friends in US?
Yes, I'm actually part of the Filipino Student Association on my campus, and I was the language table coordinator for Tagalog. So I gathered people around campus, Filipino or American, who wanted to practice their language skills, and we would all sit together. Eat different Filipino foods. So I do know how to cook adobo, and we would
Wow.
all practice our Tagalog together.
So, as you said earlier that you're cooking foods with your friends, so you cook some adobo with your friends as well.
But my personal favorite is sinigang, is my favorite dish to cook and eat.
Oh, we're the same, no? Which one? The baboy? I mean the pork or the shrimp or the fish? Which one?
Baboy.
The baboy. Oh, the pork. No, it's good, no, actually. Maybe, you will able to love a lot of Filipino food. Have you ever tried all Filipino food? Not yet.
I've tried a few different things. I also really like Bicol Express, but I'm not so good at cooking it.
Okay, let's just hold for a while and let's introduce the other candidate from Canada. Actually, she's also a beautiful lady, and then I'm very proud to see her, in our interview today. And I hope she will be able to discuss some, some culture in their country. Anyway, let's introduce her. She is graduated from McMaster University with degree of accounting and currently works as an accountant. Wow, she's good in number, I think, and also in math. Now, they said accountant is good in math aside from engineer. Her spare time, she loves spending time outdoors, going on long hikes with her Siberian Husky. Oh, I love dogs also. I have how many dogs? I have five.
Wow.
Uh, oh yeah, I have four Shih Tzu and one exotic bulldog. Uh, exotic uh, uh, exotic bully. Sorry. Um, but my friend has also a Siberian Husky. I always visit them. They keep howling. Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
Alina believes that the nature has so much to offer and strive to promote environmental awareness and conservation. Anyway, she is from Miss Earth Canada 2024, Miss Alina Singh. Am I mentioning it right?
Yeah, that's right.
Hello and good morning, good evening to your country and
Even-
good morning likewise in our country Philippines. Mabuhay. uh, can you tell us something about yourself first? Because I don't know aside from this your hobbies and of course no from your graduated. Is it your first time to join a pageant or not?
Yeah, it is my first pageant. I started last year and I seen an ad on Instagram and I thought maybe I should try pageants. And I decided to go for it. I was always very passionate about the environment. It was a subject that we can all share. So right when I looked at Miss Earth and the platform and what it stands for, I was really drawn to it. So I knew I wanted to compete, and I was very blessed to win amongst so many beautiful women. And apart from that, a little bit about my habits. I am a painter. I love to draw, and that has a
Wow.
little bit to do with my advocacy as well, which we can get to later. But I'm a very creative person, and nature is something that sparks my creativity the most. So being with Miss Earth and being able to showcase my talents through artwork, I think it gives me a great platform. And I'm so excited to be able to bring that to the international level and to share my creativity, whether it's for the nature or for art. Bringing both of them together, I think it's a great aspect to show my talents and my advocacy.
Your crown is shining on television actually.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm like, it's so sparkly.
Anyway, let's start with our question. No? I know Canada is one of the best places here on earth. Actually, some of my Filipino friends works there and live there as well. And they said some part of Canada has a long day, no? And some are has a long night. Is that right?
Not that I know of, but maybe up north. But here it's normal days, normal nights. So nothing like that where I am. I'm currently in Waterloo. So it's about an hour from a city that people mostly know as Toronto. So it's about an hour away from Toronto. So here in Ontario, not that I've heard of it, it's normal days and normal nights.
Is the capital of Canada is Ontario or Alberta?
Yeah, it would be Ottawa.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was because Ontario is very familiar with
Yeah,
other
it's very popular. Yeah.
very popular and Alberta as well. No. Anyway,
Alberta.
let's ask about the very I mean the best food that you can offer in your country and the best places to visit when we will visit as a tourist in your country.
So that's definitely Alberta. Banff National Park. That's a very popular one. That's the mountains you see with the really bright blue lake. That's due to the glaciers. And Banff National Park is actually Canada's first national park with bright blue lakes. So I would definitely recommend visiting Alberta and visiting Banff National Park if you're ever in Canada.
Blue Lake. Wow, that is a beautiful
Very
one.
blue
And
lakes.
how about the food? Which is the best food that you can offer to us?
Yeah, it's very traditional. I think Canadians, when we think of Canadian food, definitely poutine. It's like fries with gravy and cheese. That's my
Wow.
favorite. But my second would be ketchup chips. Now, I don't know if you've had ketchup chips. They're very Canadian, but I recommend them as well.
Wow. Is it made of potato or what?
Poutine, the first dish, yes, it's like fries with gravy and cheese curds.
Wow, that's good, no? Anyway, hold on for a minute. I will ask Bea regarding about USA. No, I do know, no, that she was very familiar in her country as well. But we will do ask. No, have you already visit US, Alina?
No, I have not yet, but I do have plans for the summer to visit New York, but I have
What?
not visited.
I hope you can visit and meet uh, Bea, no, when you're
Yeah.
going to New York someday. Anyway, let's ask Bea. Hi, Bea. Can I ask this question to you regarding about the beautiful places and that you would recommend if you're going to visit the U.S.? Which country or which city would you like us the best city to visit and what food are the best there, no, to eat?
Yeah, as an American and a Wisconsinite, something I'm really proud about is the U.S. conservation movement was actually founded in my home state by Leo Alippold. And the
Mm.
conservation movement is really what started U.S. national parks becoming part of our federal policy. One of my favorite national parks is Mount Rainier in the Seattle area. It's actually
Mhm.
just south of Vancouver. And there's beautiful mountain ranges, beautiful forests that have never been touched by humans. And I think it's really important that we preserve the beauty of our natural environment, which is something that was started by the conservation movement. As for cities, my favorite city in the US is Chicago because I'm a Midwesterner and it's kind of the big city there. It really reflects the melting pot culture of the United States and it has connections to both sides of my family. So there is a growing Filipino American population in Chicago, but there's also a huge Polish American population, which is kind of where my dad's background is from. One of the best restaurants that I would highly recommend if you ever visit Chicago is 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗍. And it's the first Michelin starred Filipino American restaurant in the world. They have really cool fusion food like an Italian beef sandwich or a Polish hot dog with Filipino elements. And I think 𝗟𝗏𝘍 really reflects kind of how diverse the US is and how our strength comes in coming together, setting aside our differences, and creating something new.
Wow, no. If ever Alina would like to visit US, no, would you like to recommend instead of New York, visit to your place?
I love Chicago, but I also love New York. New York has a lot of the same strengths, and there's actually a little Manila in Queens that would be amazing to visit with Alina one day.
Wow, no, and I know you were going to meet. I think somewhere on November or I don't know the exact date when you're traveling in Philippines. But for what I know, usually Miss Earth done end of the year, usually November, December, something like that. But hopefully, we will able to meet you, personally or face to face, no, during your press conference, no. I hope it will be held, and I will bring some of my friends, media friends, also that who loves to see you and interview you as well. No? Anyway, together with Alina, of course. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. I'll start with you, Bea, of course, since you're on our feed already. Hold on, my phone are, Anyway, eto. Can you tell us about why did you join Miss Earth? I do know there's a lot of pageant in US, but why Miss Earth? I mean, you joined Miss USA, right? And I don't know if Miss USA has chosen, no, the Miss Universe, Miss Earth, Miss World, something like that, or it's a separate pageant from Miss Earth. Can you give us an information regarding how they will choose a Miss Earth Queens?
Yeah, as a teen, I competed in a handful of very local pageants for scholarship money, including the America and USA system. However, I actually grew up watching the Miss Earth system with my mom and Lola, and I was always especially inspired by the intellect and dedication to the environment that each woman who competed carried. So once I kind of took a long break from pageantry and was looking into getting back into it now as a Miss candidate and at the national level, I really reflected on where I could make a difference and change in my community. And it's the advocacy aspect, that continued commitment to environmental protection, that really drew me to the Miss Earth system. So I decided to compete. It was my first ever Miss and national level pageant. And similar to Alina, it was an amazing experience to connect with women, beautiful, accomplished women from all over the country, and learn more about their communities and platforms. And I'm so fortunate that now I have this national title and platform to share more about my advocacy. I've been working with the refugee community around Milwaukee since I was a teenager. And Miss Earth has now afforded me a platform where I can raise awareness of the intersection between refugee rights, climate displacement, and the environment. So I'm so fortunate to be part of a system that not only prioritizes women empowerment and the beauty of women, but also really making a difference and impact in the world.
Wow, that's great, no? And I hope you will able to meet or have a new set of friends that will also have same advocacy like yours, so that they're able to pursue, no, and do the things that we already set, no, for our or during our reign, no, as a Miss Earth Queens. Anyway, let's proceed to Alina. Hi, Alina. How about you, Alina? Since you told us that it's your first time to join in a national or international pageant, or also a national pageant as well, why did you choose Miss Earth aside other any pageant that available in your country in Canada?
Yeah, I believe Miss Earth, just talking about beauties with a cause, is something that really focuses on advocacy. And I knew if I was ever going to do a pageant, and I also watched pageants when I was growing up with my mom, but I knew if I was ever going to do a pageant, I had to do a pageant that stands on advocacy first, because I am a person of words. I think expressing yourself through your advocacy speaks volumes. Beauties is something that is subjective. To each person, it may be different, but when your cause can speak for you, that's what truly makes a queen beautiful. And for me, beauties with a cause is really what's really meaningful. So I knew when I read about Miss Earth, I seen the prior queens, I looked at the reigning queens, I was like, this is the pageant for me, because I can speak volumes with my advocacy. I can really talk about what's important to me, which is the climate issue, and take it a step further, and really combine it with pageantry and take it to an international level.
Wow, that's great, no? And can you also told us, no, or share with us your advocacy in Miss Earth?
Yeah, so I focus a lot with art. So we have a system for Art for Earth, or my segment is Artists of the Future, where children create art pieces and we sell them, and I create art pieces as well, and we like to sell them. And all the proceeds go to an organization for the environment. So currently, there's an organization that I currently donate to with all the proceeds, and it's NCC, which basically is a conservation that currently to date has protected over 15 million hectares in Canada. And 1/3 of Canada is all forests, which I'm really proud to share. But these are the organizations that keep our forests alive. And being able to contribute to those with raising awareness, selling artwork, art pieces online and in person, can really keep that ongoing and make sure that our future and our youth, some of these children are in high school creating paintings, really do care about what's coming up ahead. And that's really our future with climate change and how we're going to see our future going green. So I think really focusing on that has made a big impact. And again, tying it into why I joined pageantry, it really makes an impact on the long run as well.
Wow, that's great. No, and I hope, like I said, no, you will also meet some friends, new set of friends, queens, no, that also with the same advocacy like yours, no, and hopefully, no, we'll able to meet face to face as well. You're very beautiful, like Bea, no, this is your ethnicity is half. I mean, not. Are you pure Canadian or you have some some mix in your
Yeah, I
in,
am Indian by descent. So both my parents are Indian, but they immigrated to Canada. So I was actually born in Australia, but I've grown up in Canada. So by descent, I am. Both parents do come from India and they're immigrants.
oh, and then you also born in Australia, am I right?
Yes,
What? Multi country.
kind
But it's
of.
okay, no, no, but you look that just like that's what you said, no, you look like an Indian, no, and you're so very beautiful with your ano, resemblance with the Asian people, no, maybe I call it
Yeah,
Latina, no. So I was looking to earlier when I'm choosing a music for you, um, I come up to play a music with Latina for my real, no, but um, I am not sure if you're Latino or not, so that's why I able to ask first. Maybe someday if I make another video with you, uh, maybe I know, no, if it's okay with you to play some Indian songs together with your
yeah,
photo.
for sure. Yeah, that's
That's
okay.
good. That's
Yeah.
okay. Anyway, let's proceed to our next question. But before anything else, I would like to ask Bea first. Bea, how about you? What is your advocacy in this pageant?
Yeah, first, I do want to acknowledge that this is kind of a history making set of queens
Mm-mm.
here because Alina is the first, I believe, Indian Canadian to win the Miss Earth Canada title, and I'm the first Filipino American to win the Miss Earth USA title. And I think we both had that same experience of growing up. We didn't really see ourselves reflected in beauty pageants. So I'm so
Mm-mm.
proud that both of us can be that representation for young women to see and hopefully work towards. But my advocacy is all about raising awareness of climate refugees and the need to adapt international law and domestic asylum laws to accommodate climate driven displacement. A projected 1.2 billion people will be displaced by the impacts of climate change by 2050 if we keep up with current greenhouse gas emissions. So it's really important that we foster a community of welcoming to differences, people from other cultures, as human movement is kind of just this natural adaptation to rising sea levels, to prolonged droughts, and intensified natural disasters. So I not only want to raise awareness, but I'm also advocating for specific policies like the development of a climate refugee visa or the expansion of temporary protected status in the US. And then I also want to encourage our younger generations and the US as a whole to recognize that we have always been a nation of immigrants. And it's really important to view our strength in diversity and this innovation and drive of people coming from all over the world. And we need to reflect that in our asylum seeking processes and also advocating for climate refugee rights, recognizing that these people exist and they need a new home as our world is changing.
Wow, that's great. No, even though we are focused on environment, you still have an advocacy to also for concern for the refugees. No, and that's great. And also, I saw a photo that you are having an activity with cancer people or cancer survivor people. Did you
Yes.
have an activity? Mm-mm. Actually, one of my friends is a
Um,
cancer survivor, and she loved your photo when you said it, and she said, "Oh, her advocacy also to help those people who has cancer, and that's great." No. and she's a cancer survivor who lives in London.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's amazing to hear.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My mom is also actually a breast cancer survivor. So despite Miss Earth being primarily focused on environmental issues, I'm also passionate about using the platform to raise awareness of
That's good to hear. No, anyway, you still with us, or she hang, or internet interruption, something like that? What do you
Oh,
think, Alina?
yeah, so
Okay.
sorry. My internet just got disrupted, but I'm logged back on. So since my mom is a cancer survivor, I also wanted to use my platform to raise awareness of other issues. And a lot of activities that are harmful to our environment are actually a risk multiplier for multiple types of diseases. For example, liquefied natural gas in the US and abroad has been seen as a solution for cleaner energy. However, the process of extracting LNG and exporting it has actually been tied to research that shows higher risks of cancer, higher risks of internal organ damage. So I also want to use the platform to show how intersectional a lot of these issues are.
Anyway, let's proceed to our next question. Since you are on the stream, or let's proceed to your next question. Sorry, nawala ako dun sa sa message ng friend ko. Anyway, can you tell us about best environmental project done by your country and what to share in the world? Bea?
Oh, okay. So I did touch a bit on this earlier, and it's something that we share in common with Canada as well. The importance of the National Park Service. It's really important to recognize what great things we can learn from preserving biodiversity, from preserving some of the most unique aspects of our natural landscape. So from Yellowstone in Wyoming to the Acadia National Park in Maine. There's so many endangered species, endangered plants and animals that are protected by having these national parks. It's important to set aside this land not only for preservation, but also for education. Because I remember from a young age traveling around the US being so awed by what Mother Nature had to offer. So by preserving these beautiful landmarks for future generations, hopefully we can instill this sense of wonder with our natural world and create a new generation of environmentalists dedicated to protecting our planet.
I'm so curious with your earrings. Is it made of capis? You know what capis is?
Oh, these aren't made out of capis, but I have quite a few earrings that are.
Wow, that's great. No, I think it's your capis, no? I keep looking with your earrings earlier, no? Because I was curious if it's capis or not, or maybe a plastic. But this is, as you said, is it capis, right?
So this one is metal, but I also have a few other earrings that are made of capis.
Oh, also it's a metal. Okay. I thought it was a capis. Anyway, let's ask Bea and Alina. I'm sorry. I'm also interested. What particular environmental project done by Canada that is worth to share, no, to the world? Alina.
Yep. So apart from the forests I went over earlier and how we are really protecting nature and biodiversity and the ecosystems already there, one of the ones that really caught my eye was the Pan-Canadian Framework on Clean Growth and Climate Change. Now, renewable energy and clean technology is super important during a time where we're so relied on technology around us. And for an example, public transport, if we just take that, Canada is moving to make that electric as compared to its traditional way. So they're really making an impact to grow the economy, but also keep it clean, aside from all the forestry and national parks. So really in our every day-to-day life, how can we be more clean with our technology, with our energy sources, where our energy is coming from, and making sure we can go fully renewable. So I think those are some of the steps that the government is taking, and it sets an amazing example for us to follow, because if we are always advocating and our government's not on par with their policies, it takes us back to a different level. So I think Canada's really on par, like Bea was saying, as USA is, and we're really taking an effort to keep our spaces green, and most importantly, really taking our lives, and we are picking out where areas where we can go more renewable energy and keep our technology clean. So there's many impact that this policy is making, but some of the examples is just transportation, which has made a huge impact.
Well, that's great, no? Making an electrical transportation for everyone, no? And as a mass transportation, no? Here in our country, we do have some electric cars, but it can be bought by some elite because it's too expensive. I don't know why they make a good car, which is good for Mother Earth, but they make it so expensive, no? How can people buy that particular car? Or we can make a mass production of this particular car, or we're able to. I mean, in the future, we want to change our transportation to an electrical one, but they make it more expensive than the usual one. No, that's why many people opted not to buy a gasoline powered car than electric cars. So I hope electric cars company were able to make it more cheaper, so that many people can afford, and we can exchange. No, if we want to change our or to help our Mother Earth seriously, we will make and able to build a car which is cheaper and good for mass production that everyone can buy. Would you agree with me, Alina?
I agree. Yeah, it should be more affordable for people that can't afford it. And I think if we really want to make an impact that lasts for the whole country or for the whole world, it definitely needs to be more accessible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Go ahead, Bea.
Another exciting policy that the US government is pursuing is through the Inflation Reduction Act. The federal government is actually providing subsidies for more people to buy electric cars to make it more affordable. Right now, the issue with electric technology is that it's just too expensive. It's a scalability issue. However, through the introduction of subsidies, more people will be buying, showing more demand, and that will enable the US car industry to scale up our electrical vehicle production and eventually export to more countries like the Philippines at a much more affordable price.
I hope that it will be done all over the world, because many people want also to help our Mother Earth, not to dispose a lot of carbon dioxide in the streets. So they want also to avoid using gasoline-powered cars. But when they want to buy the electric car, it's so expensive, around 2 million pesos, or around how many dollars is it? Let's say $20,000. Yes, I no, sorry, 20,000 is 1 million, about $40,000, no, in our country, no, the particular price, no, available here in the Philippines when we opted not to buy an electric car. It is still so expensive. No, I hope they can make it more cheaper, around less than 1 million, or less than 10,000. So that I mean less than 20,000. So that many people, $20,000. I mean, less than $20,000, so that more people can buy that particular car. So they will dispose the old gasoline-powered cars. Anyway, let's proceed to our next question. Bea, would you like to answer it? What kind of heritage in your country would you like to share that you think is worth for preservation?
I really want to emphasize America's history as a nation of immigrants. From our founding fathers, there were people who were persecuted for their religion and fled to the United States to practice freely. And now that we're kind of moving into this more diverse melting pot, it's important to draw upon that heritage and remember where we've come from. From immigrants coming in from Ellis Island to Angel Island, we've always attracted people who are seeking a better life for themselves, who want to build something for themselves and their family, and who want to achieve that kind of freedom. Regardless of my mom being a first-generation immigrant from the Philippines or my father's family who's been here for generations, they are both just as American. And it's that melting pot of different ideas, different backgrounds that has really made America what it is. And we will find strength, we will find innovation in that diversity and accepting other people with open arms.
Wow, that's great. No, anyway, how about you, Alina? Would you like to share what kind of heritage in your country that would you like to share that you think is worth for preservation?
I think I would have a very similar answer. Canada definitely stands on inclusivity and diversity. Multiculturalism is like a part of our identity. And just 27th of June was Canada Multiculturalism Day. And being able to be in a community where multiculturalism is celebrated and we're celebrating each other's differences, I think it's very important, especially on that topic of us being immigrants and everyone is an immigrant. We also give honor to the Indigenous and their arts and their crafts and everything they add and preserve their values. So I think our heritage is very important, and immigration really comes into play as well, because multiculturalism adds so much to each nation, and especially with Canada, how much it's added. And just for myself, I'm the first Indian Canadian to become Miss Earth Canada. So I think we make a lot of progress this way as well. And it definitely adds a lot of value to the communities.
Wow. No, actually, you are both great. No, and even though your parents are immigrants, and you still love your country as you live, no? And your government are very proud of you, of course. And they will support you all over, no, in this project for sure. No, hopefully. Anyway, let's proceed to our next question. This is maybe a question that hot topic nowadays. No, you can write it. You can read it all over the news about incoming war or something that a preventive ways, no, to do, not to have a third world war, something like that. But I would like to ask a question. As a queen, what is the most effective message that you can give to prevent world war? Can you start with it, with Alina?
I think with war, the message I would give is no one can truly win, regardless of who we say actually wins the war. I think there's a lose on both ends. We lose so much of our civilization. We lose our country. There's so much damage in terms of families and the people you lose. Civilization suffers as well. So I think in war, no one truly wins. And from the past, we can really learn a lesson that we don't really win in the long run with how much damage is done to the generations to come. So we should keep war as something in the past, and moving forward, we should come to resolutions with peace, and that should be the only way.
That's good. No, that's good to hear. How about you, Bea? What is your thoughts about this? As a queen, what is the most effective message that you can give to prevent world war?
I would encourage world leaders and humanity worldwide to really lead with empathy. Something that we can do to avoid war is set aside our differences, understand that it's not one race, not one religion, not one country, but humanity as a whole that we should serve. And we also need to consider that the largest victim of wartime is actually children. There are children victims of war, and there are also impacts when you lose your parents, when you lose your father due to conflict. We can reach international solutions and diplomacy through emphasizing that empathy, understanding other people's perspectives, and trying to come to an agreement rather than seeing it as a zero-sum game.
Actually, maybe the world leaders will learn from the past, like Alina said, no? For those who initiated the war, I think they must think, no, they may win today, no, but they may lose tomorrow, just like what happened to Japan, no. They learn from the past, no, that's why they are trying to prevent war again, and also they are trying to protect their people in peaceful way, no, in any manner they want to protect their people, no. I hope some leaders will able to learn, no, from the previous war, so that will able, no, to continue the new generation, like what Alina said, no. It is better to have or to share with the new generation kids, and also we would like to ask the leaders, no, to protect the Mother Earth as well, because they will not able to enjoy their generation if they cannot see trees, birds, butterflies, or any beautiful animals that live on Earth. If everything was destroyed because of they want to move on, no, or to make a new progress, no, for globalization, no. That's what they always said. They want to cut the trees because they want to build villages or some establishment that they will give new jobs for the people. That's what their explanation. That's why they cutting trees, no. And I'm so upset, no, with their reason, no. Maybe they can find some ways, no, to do it, no. But some of the countries try to put another tree. I mean, they plant a trees. Some country made 1,000,000 trees projects or 1 billion trees project, but hopefully it will succeed, no, because it takes a lot of years to make a plant to consider a tree, no. I think 15 years, 50 years, something like that, 30 years. No, it's too long, no, for us to wait to consider your beloved plants to be a tree, no. Anyway, since we have, I think, a few minutes left, can we skip some of our question, and I will ask some message for your co-queens, and also to their people, no, or to your people as well. I mean, would you like to give a message to your co-queens and also from your people in your country as well, no, to support you? And also, are you excited to meet them, the other candidates as well? Would you like to start, Alina?
Yeah. For a message, I think for all my queens, I would say I'm very excited to meet every one of them. Going internationally and bringing Canada to the international level and meeting women from all over the world, I think there's one thing I can learn from at least each of them. And if I get to take away one experience, I think I'm very excited to learn. I'm very excited to learn about Philippines as well. So I'm looking forward to that and making connections and really meeting people and forming that bond and maybe even lifelong friendships. And to my people and anybody watching for support, I think I would just do the best of my capabilities. And if someone really connects to me on that level, I think my goal is achieved. I think if I can connect to at least one person and inspire at least one person, that to me is my goal being achieved. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's the only thing I would say. Other than that, I'm very, very excited to meet everyone. And just meeting Bea today has been amazing. So just meeting a whole lot of other queens from around the world, I think it's just going to make it so much more amazing.
How about you, Bea? What's your message to your co-queens and their people as well?
I 100% agree with everything Alina said. I'm already so inspired getting to talk to her, getting to know her. And something that I would share is pageantry is kind of a microcosm for a lot of things in life. While a lot of people could view it as a competition and I'm competing against however many women, I more so see it as an opportunity for collaboration. I view the International Miss Earth pageant as a conference of young female climate activists from all around the world, showing the real impacts we've made on our community and the environment. And I feel like I've already won, being able to meet so many beautiful women from not only around the US, but now around the entire world. And a message I would share to my people is small actions can really make a huge impact. It's all about thinking globally, but acting locally. A lot of times people can feel very frightened by how large the climate crisis seems. However, small actions like using reusable bags, walking, or taking public transportation instead of your own private vehicle all add up and can slow the warming of our climate. And I really believe in the capacity of humanity to come together and unite behind common good.
Wow, that's great. No, and I hope we will able to find, like I said, no, you'll able to find new friends, no, from these queens as well, and also meeting new people here in our country. So you will able to make new friends, and you consider me as a friend as well, no, because we meet already, and we're both Filipino as well. So you can ask me anytime if you want to. If you need help or you need an assistance, you're able to tap me. As well as Alina, no? You can also tap me anytime if you need to ask something regarding our country or some question that you want to ask. You may be able to tap me anytime, no? Both of you. And I hope you will able to make friends with Canada as well, no? You will exchange messages and add as well in Instagram or Facebook so that you can communicate every now and then, no? Anyway, I would like to ask you, no, also to give a short message, no? I mean, message to your people who help you in this pageant. Make it at least 30 seconds. If you can make it, go ahead. Go ahead, Bea.
Maraming salamat po for Tito Carl, who is my gown designer, Ate Alma, who is my pasarela coach, and to the entire Miss Earth USA team, Brittany, Ariel, Laura, Joanne. It's truly been, it takes a village kind of thing. Let every aspect I can do to improve my performance not only reflects in my performance at the pageant, but who I am as a woman. And I've already grown so much throughout my year.
You have nothing to worry. You're doing great. Actually, I see in your pageants, fashion show, something like that. Anyway, Alina, go ahead.
I would just say thank you to everyone that's been involved in my journey, not just after winning Miss Earth Canada, but even before that, when I started my pageant journey. I think it's been a huge decision to step into the world of pageantry, and everyone that's contributed, from the makeup artist, from the hair, from the design, to my mom, who's been there as my backbone in pageantry, the woman that told me to get started and said, hey, I think you can do this. So everyone that's contributed, and now even winning Miss Earth Canada, my team has gotten bigger, and I feel so loved and supported every single day. So thank you for keeping up with me and pushing me now that I'm in my final stretch to Miss Earth now. I just want to say thank you so much, and no help goes unappreciated. I think every message I get, even if I get supporting messages on Instagram, I have fans from the Philippines. I like to message and like to offer things, and I read through it all, and I like to answer every single one of them, because coming from a different country who doesn't know me and they don't know much about Canada, for them to be sending out love, I think it means so, so much. So all the support that I get, and everyone who's been physically involved here in Canada as well, thank you so much. And everything is so appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, time is up. It's already 9 o'clock. And I would like to thank both of you for giving me an opportunity to have an interview and to know you better, and as well as your country. I hope we can meet during the pageant days or pageant proper. And hopefully, we can exchange some messages. If you need some things to be done, kindly message me anytime and then. Anyway, thank you very much, Alina. Thank you very much, Bea. To all people from USA and Canada who watches us right now. To Mom Noemi, I just forget the name of the mother of Bea. Thank you very much for your message. Thank you very much to all of you, and see you again on next Saturday with another set of Miss Earth Queens only here at DCRD Radio Bandido TV by 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. here in the Philippines. Thank you very much and have a nice weekend. Thank you. Goodbye. Paalam.
Thank you so much.
Mabuhay po kayo lahat. Mabuhay po kayo lahat.
Kita-kits
Mabuhay.
po.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
The views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.